Hello everyone and welcome to yet another figure review here on Lex's Figure Reviews. Today we'll be taking a look at the Iceman, Dean Malenko from Elite Series 37. Now there are a few big problems I have right out of the gate with this figure. How about the fact that it doesn't include the WCW Cruiserweight Championship and instead includes the WWE Cruiserweight Championship? Or how about the fact that at the very front it says includes Vest and United States Championship title when it's the WWE Cruiserweight Championship title? Obviously, a lot got past this figure and maybe there are some answers for it, but let's get into the actual figure review itself, taking a look at, of course, the packaging first. On the front of the packaging we have the Iceman himself, Dean Malenko, with the first time in the line tag, the Elite Flashback Collection logo. There you see includes Vest and United States Championship title. On the left side there we have Dean's name, and we have Dean and the WWE Cruiserweight Championship in the packaging, plus the WWE logo at the top, as well as highly detailed action figure 8+ and series number 37 at the very top. And on the side, picture of Dean himself there, the man of 1,000 holds. On the back of the packaging we have some advertisements for some Raw and SmackDown rings, the Mattel logo, WWE logo, recreate the action of the WWE with The Miz, Brock Lesnar, Stephanie McMahon, John Cena, and Seth Rollins, all available in Elite Series 37. Then we pan up to see Dean himself with his career highlights. Ring attire is circa 1996, which makes it even funnier that the WWE Cruiserweight Championship is included with this. But let's take a look at the career highlights real quick. WWE Light Heavyweight Champion, WCW United States Heavyweight Champion, WCW Cruiserweight Champion, WCW World Tag Team Champion. No mention of the WWE Cruiserweight Champion because he was never one. The signature move, the Texas Cloverleaf, one of my favorite signature holds, aka the Iceman from Tampa, Florida, 212 pounds and 5'10". As we pan up here, we get the rest of the picture of Dean, plus the WWE license sticker, Elite Collection Flashback logo at the top. And on the other side here we get series number 37, Dean Malenko, and a picture of Dean at the bottom there. Alright, so as usual, we'll first take a look at the title that Dean comes with. We have the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, once again a title Dean never held. Dean did hold the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship, which would have been an awesome belt to get, but I don't have a WWE Cruiserweight Championship belt from Mattel yet, so I am happy to get it. It's just, it doesn't make much sense to put a belt that someone never held with that figure. The belt itself is pretty nice. Definitely can't complain. It's got some great detail as I try to get in close here. And of course the red Cruiserweight font on the top here. There you see, you can black out everything else and just see Cruiserweight, and you get everything else there. So, quick overview of this figure. He comes with his leather vest that he wore, and it says Malenko on the back in silver and purple, as well as his tights have the 1000 on the back for man of 1,000 holds. But Dean Malenko was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up as a kid. He just was amazing in the ring, and I preferred guys who could really wrestle. Guys like Malenko and Jericho and Benoit and Mysterio and Guerrero, and WCW was a big deal to me because of these guys that could put on phenomenal matches. And it really has stuck with me throughout the years. I still prefer that style of wrestling over the big gimmicks and, promos or charisma. Dean didn't have a whole lot of charisma, but he had some really memorable moments in WCW, not so much in the WWF, but he works in the WWF today as a road agent, I believe. But this figure is pretty spot on. I can't complain too much about it, but before I get into details, let's go ahead and do the articulation for this figure. Alright, so articulation is as follows. Head up and down, left, right, it's kind of tight. Side to side a little tiny bit. We have arm outward, upward, a little stiff on the joint there. Bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, and wrist movement like that. We have a torso crunch for Dean, a waist swivel, thigh movement, up, down, outward as well. Very good movement on the thigh here. And then we have the thigh swivel as well. We have the double jointed knees here from Dean, although the knee pads are pretty big in the way. Then we have the swivel at the shin, the foot up and down, and kind of left and right there. So with this Dean, one thing that I really look at is the Mattel skinny figures. Dean was kind of short and squatty, and definitely not this skinny. I think him being this skinny makes it not look like him a little bit. The face scan is actually really good. I would have liked to have seen some stubble, like a 5 o'clock shadow mixed in. I do worry that if they tried that though, it would have been too dark and it wouldn't have looked like him at all. But they did a good job of getting that hairline, that crazy hairline that he has. If I can bend this down and show you guys. They did a good job of getting that hairline going. And of course on the back, very cool that he has the 1000 on the back of the trunks. Of course Dean was a man of 1,000 holds, and that Texas clover leaf would get you every single time. It's cool that they also have down at the bottom, they have the boots with the socks sticking out, which is a nice little detailed touch there for that. While we're at it, let's take a look at the vest if we can here. The vest, as you can see, is smooth right here. It's even got the little stitching, or not the stitching, but the little buckles here along the bottom, and then the stitching on the side there. And then at the top, it's got the little bumps that he had. And of course, right here on the back, we have Malenko in, some people might call it purple, some might call it pink, writing with the silver outline there. So, vest is cool. It was easy to get off. It's kind of stretchy rubber, but do be careful at the top here. Of course, you could rip those. So I've got very mixed feelings about this Dean Malenko figure. As I said, he was one of my favorites as a kid. The attire is spot on. It's great. I love the socks sticking out of the boots. The hairline is fantastic. The face scan overall is great. Again, would have liked to have seen some stubble in there or them try to do something like that, because Dean always seemed to have that stubble, even when he was clean shaven, I guess. One thing I will say about the skin, it seems like the skin is way too light. Dean was a really tan guy, and even the picture on the front of the box shows him, and he wasn't that light. So I think the skin, and this is a problem that I do see a lot with Mattel figures, is that the skin kind of doesn't match up with what they're supposed to look like. It's not a huge deal to me, but it is something to point out. Again, it's just one of those things that adds up with this figure. The fact that they packed him with the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, which is ridiculous. He had multiple WCW titles to choose from. He had, if you had licensing problems with those, you could choose from the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship if you wanted to, or just give him nothing. That would have been fine too, I think. This Dean Malenko figure is probably not flying off the shelves as it is, so sticking a WWE Cruiserweight Championship belt in with him, I don't think is going to do much of any good. The vest is very cool. I like the design on the back of the vest as well. The details on the vest are fantastic. And even, you know, it would have been cool if, because one of Dean's biggest moments was in the Cruiserweight Battle Royal in WCW, where he disguised himself as Cyclope and dressed up in an orange luchador outfit and everything. It would have been nice to have gotten that outfit with him and the mask, or even just the mask. It would have been fantastic. These are the kind of things that you look at Mattel and say, well, let's get a little more creative than we've gotten. And just, you know, the botch on the front saying that he comes with the United States Championship title, which I don't know if that correlates to anything. I don't know if he was supposed to come with the WCW or WCW United States Championship, and they just couldn't get it or couldn't do it or whatever it may be, and at the last minute had to change to a Cruiserweight Championship. I don't know the story on this Dean Malenko really, and I will actually look it up after this. But maybe he was supposed to come with that WCW Cruiser or WCW United States Championship, and they just had to make the switch at the last minute. That would have been cool to get him with the United States Championship. The Cruiserweight belt itself is fine. It looks good. It's, you know, it's small, and I could definitely use it for other figures as well. So I'm not mad that I got it necessarily. I'm just kind of upset that they packed it with him. So. All in all, this is an okay figure. I would not rush out and get this figure unless you are a die-hard WCW or die-hard Dean Malenko fan, because the figure itself is okay. It's not perfect. I wouldn't even say it's great, but I'd say it's a pretty solid figure. That does it for this review of Dean Malenko Series 37 Elite. Join us next time. We'll have more figure reviews for you. I've got a lot coming up and a lot of really good ones too. Like the video if you want to see more. Subscribe to get the figure reviews in your inbox whenever they're released, because I don't have a tight release schedule for these. I try to do 2 a week and get them out here. So subscribing would definitely help you, and it would help me as well. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.